trouble now. You are welcome. It's a Tuesday edition, and there's so much excitement in the air for a Tuesday morning in the beautiful city of Lagos. Welcome to what we have called the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
That's right.
There's one thing constant here, and that is us being here every single day that you tune in to Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely. It's going to be quite a lovely day, yes. Now that you're here with us, it's even going to get better. Yes, it's your premium breakfast television show experience, and we come at no cost.
You mean we're doing this for free? Really? I thought they were paying us. Them watching. Actually, you pay us with happiness. It's okay. Sorry. Mike, hey, imagine doing this for absolutely free. You don't get paid. Would you still come to work every day?
Well, you know that when it comes to media, most of us, almost every media practitioner I know does it because they love it.
Exactly.
So they'll probably still do, and in the world that we are now, maybe it's our job that's most at risk because of social media, and everybody now just put on one ring light and put on mic now. But hey, we do it because we love it, yeah?
For me,
all good.
radio is something I would do without getting paid, actually. I love radio. I love it, absolutely.
I guess you're here under duress. It's okay. Anyhow, well, this is the part that I ask you guys to please fasten your seatbelts, and we'll be taking off. It's going to be a very exciting ride all the way up until 9 o'clock this morning. We are your hosts or pilots, so call us whatever you want. Hey, for the next hour and 45 minutes,
We
guide you
hope to light up every moment, and that's with a thunderous sound of joy that would resonate even in heavens. Yes. What?
It's getting very ecclesiastical.
My name is Mary Bachualibi.
My name is Mazino Api. Remember, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
Absolutely. And oh yes, you should remember, you can watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world, okay? That's through our mobile app, which you can download from the Google Play Store or iOS, all right?
Yes, indeed. And please, we ask you guys to follow us. We don't like privacy, I beg. Please intrude.
I love my privacy, thank you very much. But
do.
yes, you can follow us at TVC.
Exactly. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, everything is the same. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. We have a fully packed show for you guys. Let's let you guys know exactly what we have coming on for you guys right now.
Yes,
tell 'em.
starting off with Favour Ikeolua Uyiwole, a medical doctor who is passionate about physical health and mental wellness. Today, she'll be talking about World Mental Health Day. That's the focus.
Jane is a career mom who believes motherhood shouldn't deny any mom an opportunity to, thrive even in her career, personal life as well, and also her marriage and also business. She founded Fab Mom NG in 2017 and has grown to become one of Nigeria's foremost parenting platforms for mothers and parents generally. So we can't wait to have a conversation with her on the subject of mothers and thriving in whatever chore they choose in life.
For a musical performance, we have Samuel Cephas, a Nigerian gospel singer who professionally started singing in 2012. Today, he'll be performing a song titled Revealed. That's from his album. Yeah, Mogbe Oga. That's the song he'll be performing from his album Revealed.
Dennis Ola Onikpekun Oni, who hails from Osun State, is a model, an actor, and also a conscious musical artist. He is also known as Dennis Today. Dennis Today emerged Silverbird Mr. Nigeria Equus 2018 as a top pageant king. In his reign, he has been able to be a blessing to more than 2,000 models in the Nigerian entertainment industry by giving them opportunities to feature in entertainment gigs like acting, music, and so on. Well, he joins us today for a very interesting conversation. Welcome, guys, for a Tuesday edition. Mr. Mike Mesikeno, are you good?
Yeah, I am. You mentioned Davido, and Davido has been in the news for different reasons. Apart from the other one with AY. I feel like people are
has extricated himself.
Yeah, after making...
I feel like people are a bit too sensitive. I mean, that was a mild... It wasn't anything.
It was comedy.
Dragging
It was comedy, yeah.
Because he was talking about the fact that it took him 13 years to get what other people,
Got in.
get
Yeah,
easily.
exactly.
That was the idea of the job.
Do you understand? If anything, he should be like, oh, okay, Baba, you are firing blanks or something.
Hey,
You got it.
I guess people
that was
react
what he was
differently
making.
to different things.
Well, I guess.
Yeah. Any plans on traveling soon, any of you? Anywhere outside the country? Don't go to France.
We're going to France
Don't
tomorrow,
go.
Seth. What?
Yeah, I beg, don't go.
On va à Paris.
Air traffic.
We're going to have
Because
fun.
France is something known for its love. Actually, France is actually not as picturesque as they put it. Very rude people. It's very smelly. It's very rude, very smelly. Paris is, to be precise, actually. However, the instance of bedbugs in France has caused other countries to start making considerations when it comes to people coming in from France. People are now checking our borders or limiting how people can come through.
Is the bedbug that way? Bedbug for you now?
No, not like what it is in France. France currently, it's a a plague.
It's a plague.
There are areas in this place, in this Lagos, that's in a plague and nothing. They could just use that kerosene.
yes.
How do you?
Or tapia. Which is illegal, by the way.
I don't know if kerosene.
Kerosene actually helps, yeah.
Different.
And see, you know these guys, where a plague to someone that doesn't
It doesn't.
if you be out man, you just put that thing. That's more fire. You go.
Exactly. I always tell people that because of the sun, I guess that's why bed bugs are not so prevalent. I think
Perhaps.
by the time you spread your mattress
Your
out in the
mattress
sun,
outside, they tend
burns them
to.
up,
But you must be very careful.
Because everybody goes like, even Nigerians, I say, the bedbug, they'll come here, they go wrong because our climate.
You
They
know,
will cry.
something caught my attention, which since then it's been making me feel like I need to move closer to
What now?
my creator. So I saw a tweet that was talking about how COVID, floods, the earthquakes, bed bugs,
Pestilence.
all sorts happening in the world. God, I'm the first child.
I get it.
Like, that's
You
what
get
I'm
it?
counting
They will take
Did
you.
get-
They will take you.
The Ted come on.
It's God now. Go back to
I used to go anywhere.
It's God.
It's the 10 plagues.
Which plagues? Which number are we?
We're at number 6 or so.
We're number 6.
Calm down. It's firstborn son,
Hey.
not firstborn daughter.
See,
Don't feel yourself
God
too
used
much.
to change it.
Have you seen Mary's size of shoes? She's like a man.
Good morning, welcome. It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mesikeno. Suspended ASP Drambi Vandi, who was charged with the murder of a Lagos-based lawyer, Omobolanle Rahim, last Christmas Day, has been sentenced to death by hanging. Justice Ibironke Harrison, sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square Annex Division of the Lagos State High Court, said his defense that he didn't shoot the deceased has no leg to stand on, and that he alone had the opportunity to shoot the deceased, which resulted in her death. Kemi Fola Adeyemo reports.
The prosecution presented 11 witnesses, including family members of the deceased and team members of the defendant who witnessed the incident that day. The pathologist said Mrs. Rahim was fired at close range, and the armorer testified that 2 bullets were missing from the defendant's weapon afterwards. The ballistician's report was found to be inconclusive because the defendant's gun, upon examination, had some defects, as the bullet fragments retrieved from the vehicle couldn't be matched with the gun. But the court said the fault will not result in the gun firing itself, and that it was the only weapon fired that day. The court found it strange that the defendant, who was the police team lead at the checkpoint, was the only person that didn't hear the loud gunshot heard by the witnesses. The judge accepted the evidence of the deceased sister, who had gone on to hold on to the defendant's shirt after the shooting, as well as bystanders who pointed at him as the shooter.
The prosecution is obviously happy about the results of this conviction, and we hope it will bring a closure for the family of late Mrs. Bolanle Rahim.
The judge has done exactly what he has been sworn in to do, which is the responsibility to deliver justice in good time.
The court said the defendant didn't dispel the evidence that he was seen to have fled into a minibus, where he was dragged out from and taken to the hospital Mrs. Rahim was rushed to. Even there, he changed into a mufti and hid under a staircase.
The Spirit of the Lord directed me, and I know He didn't direct me. I did it on pro bono. All of us must not just cast astigation because we have one bad egg and believe all of them are bad.
My Lord even went to the extent of considering the possible innocence of possibility of reduction of sentence of the defendant. But even considering his defense, it was still so watery that there was no other way than to determine the case in favor of the prosecution.
Despite the guilty verdict, The defense counsel says the defendant will consider an appeal. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, yesterday arrived Germany after he was released by authorities in Benin Republic. Mr. Igboho, who arrived Hamburg International Airport alongside his wife, was received by friends. He was arrested in Cotonou in 2021 after he was declared wanted by the former president Muhammadu Buhari's government and was subsequently detained for 2 years after several court battles. Mr. Igboho was eventually released on Monday and allowed to travel out of Benin Republic for the first time. His lawyer, Yomi Aliyu, confirmed this development to TVC News in a phone interview. The Yoruba agitator had fled from Nigeria in July 2021 following an invasion of his Ibadan residence by operatives of the DSS. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of a new team that will serve in the office of the president under the Media and Publicity Directorate, with full respect for the tenets of Nigeria's federal character principle and the supremacy of merit. The new team members are Mr. Fela Durotoye, who is a Senior Special Assistant to the President, National Values and Social Justice, Mr. Frederick Nwabufo, Senior Special Assistant to the President's Public Engagement, Mrs. Linda Nwabunwa Akibe, Senior Special Assistant to the President's Strategic Communications, Mr. Aliyu Audu, Special Assistant to the President's Public Affairs, Mr. Francis Ada Abba, Personal Assistant to the President's Special Duties. President Tinubu has further approved this secondment of Mrs. Linda Nwabunwa Akibe to serve as the Communications Advisor to the President of the ECOWAS Commission. The President tasks all new appointees to uphold the highest standards of decorum and decency in their engagement with members of the public. Now we'll take a time out. Now stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Once again, good morning and welcome. What's up and about? Mary has a very interesting story that she wants to tell us. She was all about it this morning. Mary, please, what was it again? Mary, tell us.
It's like Mazino does not want us to do what's up and about.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Okay, let's get serious. Well, technically, that song actually, the nursery rhyme is actually quite cool because it rhymes with what we're talking about today. It's about a young girl whose parents, you know, her birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
So she asked her parents for an iPhone 8.
iPhone 8. She was
And
modest.
iPhone 8.
iPhone
Let's just say iPhone 8.
She didn't want to stress
they
them.
still sell iPhone 8. What do you
Are you
think?
sure?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about used ones. You know that.
Okay, no.
The company, the company probably discontinue. Yeah, you can get a new one. But I mean, we are at 15 now, so that's like halfway down the line. I don't think they are still producing.
She was being modest, so
iPhone
she wanted
8s.
to like, oh, people can't afford 15. Modest family, give me iPhone 8.
Let's do
Maybe
halfway.
we used one. That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm not sure you might say.
So she asked her parents for iPhone 8, and her dad started advising her.
Advice. Was that advice? Please, you have to take away the story from me, please.
I'm at a loss
Give me back the story.
Take the story.
Mike, this is what happened. She asked for an iPhone 8. No, let me collect it back from her.
Why the vex?
She asked for an iPhone 8, and the reaction, and note I said reaction, that came from her parents was bleeding. Vitriol, exactly. Her father, for
Well,
one,
now you can talk.
her father championed the cause by telling her how much of a disappointment she was, even suggested that she sell her body, or maybe suggested that she has been doing so, and that she does not have admission. She has no admission, no plan for the future, but wants an iPhone.
An iPhone.
Like, does not imagine that he's not even banking on her to care for him in future.
He said a lot.
said a lot.
Her mother also espoused most of the things that her father said, and also added how disappointed she was.
Now, why is she causing her pain?
Exactly. She kept saying that. Now, this video went viral. It's a 2-minute long video of her being silent in the back of the car, doing a video of the phone facing herself, a selfie video, and her parents in the background lambasting her. I am not espousing to a young girl of her age who has no education or limited education, asking for something as elaborate as that, if you call that elaborate, especially when you look at the family or what kind of the modesty of the family she's from. However, the one thing that really irked me was the response, the reaction from the parents. I go back to this. I was having a conversation earlier with Olamide, our head producer here, and I said to him, Or he said to me, mothers can react. You can react. You can just, what? Which guy, when we're so,
My dad.
your father, you cannot afford to react the way he did.
He did,
You will cause more harm than good. I don't know if you agree with me, Mike.
Oh man, so I've read or seen more reactions to that than actually what happened. But first of all, let's look at it that way. When we were growing up, we didn't have phones to record what kind of things we heard from our parents.
If we had.
We heard a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, yeah, at times taking one situation or one out of context or just on its own, it might be a problem. You don't know the relationship. See, I have seen people who say the worst things to people that they love, and then just a minute later, okay, don't worry, I'll get it.
Like I do you.
You know, it has happened. We have seen where we've seen where parents they will meanwhile the father is thinking, hey, I won't get this money. I won't get it. But outside, he will tear you down. And then he's thinking, how do I get this money? This girl needs this. And then probably the next week, the next month, take.
Yeah.
So too many reactions. You don't just put mouth inside. You don't know how the thing take be. You'll be surprised now that girl, the man is thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how he's letting out the tension. Maybe at that point I don't get the money, but she needs him. And they think, I'm not capable to do this.
I have a
thing
personal
now.
instance I want to let you guys know. But
I'm
Mary,
just saying.
what's your take on it?
Okay, so for me regarding this, I'm not on either side regarding this.
Same here.
Normally, I would like to stick to a side and all, but I'm not on either side. On the one hand, the parents are right. You are yet to get an admission. Now, what were you using to record the video? It was
It's
a
a
phone.
phone.
Which means that they already got you a phone. Now, you wanted an upgrade. Wisdom is needed, especially when dealing with your parents. And it's not an African parents thing. It's worldwide. It's a universal thing. When you're dealing with your parents, you don't collect something from them. There are ways you go about it. You present your case like you are putting up a business plan.
I used to damage the old one to get a new one.
You can...
That happened. That was the scope.
You can use, exactly. That's
was
one
the
of the
scope.
things that. So there are things you can do. You don't just walk up to your parents with a fully functional phone
Say you
and tell
want
them
an
that
upgrade.
for my birthday I want iPhone 8.
Well, it's a birthday.
Dude,
It's a birthday. My father loves me. He'll get me. But
Well,
listen,
that's for the girl side. Now, for the parent side, the reality is many parents are like that. It's unfortunate. We have to be truthful about it. But many parents are like
And it
that.
doesn't mean that they will not provide.
It doesn't mean they will not provide, but it's also galling. And we must talk about the fact that it is very, very traumatic for an average child.
Thank
now,
you.
the reason you can say
Yeah.
that
Thank
to
you.
that girl
Yeah.
is because you believe she will not prostitute as you encourage
because you
her
brought her
to.
up right.
Because you believe you brought her up right.
Yeah.
But what if the girl is the type that is like, I'm
Is this what you
recording
think of me?
So I can have proof when my boyfriend buys me iPhone
Exactly.
13.
You asked me to do
Are you
it.
getting it? Because
Yeah.
children think differently. There are some children, you tell this kind of things, they fall into depression.
Yeah.
There are some children, you tell this kind of things, walk borrow straight, they go straight into the streets. And there are
Translation,
some
don't
you
go.
tell, I
Translation.
already did immediately.
Okay.
They go straight into it. And then there are some that you tell that will be like, shrug it off and like, well, whatever, when you're ready, you buy for me. And later in life, I can always buy my things
I have a
myself.
personal
So
instance.
it depends.
The reason why I'm hopping on the reaction bit, especially when it comes to fathers, is this. A father is that one person the child always looks up to when it
Yes.
comes to rationality. So to lose all guard and just say, you go and say, but that's the dangerous thing. Something happened with my daughter on Friday. Came back from school looking morose and sad. My wife picked her up, asked her, what's the matter? She said, nah, nothing. What is it? She said, well, a couple of kids in school wanted me to see something on their tab. I saw it and I didn't like it. What is it? She refused to tell her mother. She said, no, I can't tell you, but I just want to forget it. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Her mother tells me over the weekend, and I asked my daughter, brought her home from service, and I'm like, hey, what happens in school? What do the guys see on their tabs? Like, oh, they're little grown men, they see football. I'm like, okay, so what do the girls see? She's like, oh, no, I know where you're going. Mommy told you, didn't she? I'm like, yeah, but you have to talk to us. Now, listen to this. We had thought that it was something so outrageous. We thought it was something that had to do with sexuality or sex. My daughter is going to be 8 soon, and that was very early. But eventually, after much prying and coaxing and talking, we found out that it was a very small matter. It was a case of a kid being rude to a parent. And I said to her and my wife, if this is a small matter that she couldn't tell us, we need to start getting her ready for the big matters.
Exactly.
There and then we asked her, do you know what sex is? Guess what my daughter says? Yes.
Yes.
She's 7, going to be 8 in 2 weeks. She knows. Where did you learn it from? Our guest would have been from school and friends and everything.
And I should mention that Mazino is very particular about what his child views on the phone.
Very, very.
So for him to be
Very,
saying
very.
this, there's a reason.
Guess where she learned about sex from? From the religious houses. From, you could say, church.
You see what I was telling you the other day?
So
when
it's
you were
not,
saying
it
you
wasn't
are
a bad
micromanaging?
thing.
I told you.
It was not a bad thing that she knows that she has this knowledge.
Yeah, yes.
But it's now our responsibility to guide her through that knowledge, what she needs to know, how she needs to attend to when the matters arise, when her friends tell her, hey, this is sex. Like, I know about it, and I know it's not for me. So we want her to be very open. And that's what I meant by, I couldn't have reacted at that point.
To be real, and this isn't even now, like for several generations, parents have always been under pressure. You're trying to provide for your family, you're trying to get things done, and so you expect your children to be perfect. Like, I'm working so hard, the least you can do is be perfect. Like, do well at school, give me good grades, gain admission when your mates are gaining admission. However, sometimes parents need to cut their children some slack.
Yeah.
See, at the end of the day, I've always believed that there's no such thing as failure. It's a process of discovery.
Ah, okay.
While you are still failing, it's because you have not gotten to your place of excellence. When you reach that place of excellence, you could excel even more than those that have been doing well for years.
That's beautiful.
And so the job of a parent is to help that child find a place of excellence. Because if the child doesn't fail, the child is probably doing something else. Maybe cheating in examinations, doing really silly things just to meet up to the standard.
Mary, they're shouting in my ear that you should round up.
I should round up. Okay, let's just take this break.
But thank you, that was beautiful. Let's go to break. And you're welcome. It's time for the headlines. Thank you for joining us. Mary is still here, the ever garrulous. Thank you for joining. Having trouble. Anyhow, thank you very much, Mary. Let's do the papers together. We have very limited time, so we have to get into it. Very interesting headlines for this morning. We start with the Punch newspaper here, Mary. If you don't mind, I'll go first. The Punch has this big headline here. FG denies subsidy return. More fuel stations shut. And NPCL blames pocket of fuel queues on road delays and 25 refinery licenses idle over subsidy, says Chiari. Very, very worrying because we thought that, well, from what we heard yesterday and the week before, that subsidy was absolutely back. But here we go again. Remember I said this to you yesterday, Mary?
Yeah.
Here we are. More headlines from the Punch newspaper. Domestic airlines demand jet fuel import licenses, and Forex concerns as commercial sex workers invade Lagos malls, lure men. This is very evident and obvious if you have visited any of the malls, even in residential areas.
Are you serious? I've never noticed it.
Festac Mall, for instance, is a big example. And it's a very worrying instance because this is a family environment. To have your kid ask you, what are those women always doing out there?
Come to think of it,
Very
you're
concerning.
right. I've never noticed. I thought they were just hanging out.
Oh, no. They're hanging out all right, but for a different kind of hangout. More on the Punch newspaper. Aida Datiwa drops suit against Ondo Assembly Akeredolu. There's more on other headlines for other papers. And you've got what paper do you have currently?
The Vanguard newspaper, actually. And the big one here is recall of ambassadors. Envoy stranded as federal government foot drags on implementation. No machinery in motion for envoy's return. That's coming from sources. Say ambassadors yet to receive AIA's cash backlog. I won't return without getting my entitlement. Envoy insists. Overzealous politicians pressurizing, hurting the process. That's coming from Ambassador Keshi. And notes they've destroyed Foreign Affairs Ministry. So you might want to read up on that one. Now, Israel intensifies attack and forces total blockade of Gaza. Will break jinx of non-harmonization of database in Nigeria. That's coming from the Interior Minister. Here we also have diphtheria. Yobe records 117 deaths, 1,796 suspected cases. Osimhen's coach at Napoli faces sack. Tinubu appoints Veladuro to 4 others in his media team. EU reports inaccurate reflection of 2023 polls. That's coming from Wike. Up here we have e-Naira, no threat to financial stability, says CBN. Worry concert. Davido organizers at war over non-appearance. Jakpa, federal government okays engagement of retired health workers on contract basis. And finally, petrol subsidy not back. Kyari, NNPCL CEO. I know we can't talk much because of time. We're trying to get through the newspapers. But you see that one of the Jakpa and federal government engaging health workers. That actually started in Lagos. But for some weird reason, many retired officials are unwilling to come back. And I hear it's because they are only going to get a fraction of what they earned as at when they retired.
Why are they unwilling? Because this is a consultancy opportunity for them.
That's what I'm saying. So from what I heard, let's say you retired on a salary of, say, 350,000 Naira. You're coming back to earn 150, and you're still going to be doing the same job, and you're going to be subservient to the people who were your juniors when you were on, while you were working. So many of them are reluctant to come back.
I guess there are many nuances that we might not...
There are actually many nuances, yes.
Let's move on now to the Nation newspaper here. Tinubu, I'm focused on lifting Nigeria to greatness, he says. SGF briefs president. There's a stability on the APC government, says Envoy. And no return to petrol subsidy, says NNPCL. This has been recurring throughout all the papers we've seen this morning. Christmas Day, killer cop to die by hanging. That was a big one that everybody's been talking about. In fact, it was in the news even just this morning. That was rapid, let's say, because if we look back at our penchant for always stalling on cases.
Yes, I guess because she's a lawyer, she was a lawyer. Right?
She was, exactly. That might be a nuance that actually made this one rapid. EU observers report create a wrong impression, says Wike. And Keyamo Airlines, hang on a second, Keyamo Airlines must pay compensation for flight delays. I laughed.
When I heard Keyamo Airlines, I actually looked again. I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, but flight delays, and I'm being owed about ₦1 million at this point.
Do you know how many people are going to make claims?
That, bad experience. At the bottom of the
they are
Nation.
Supposed to pay. I don't know why they...
No, normally, actually, foreign airlines, I've been in an airport in South Africa before with a flight delay. We were actually taken to a hotel, dinner on them, breakfast on them, beautiful hotel, brought back in the morning. For me, that was quite an experience I wasn't bargaining for. It kind of like seemed like part of my...
You will sleep on the floor in the airport. Please move on.
Still on the Nation, banks in 400 billion naira recapitalization drive at stock market. FBN Holdings, Fidelity, J's, Wema jostle for investors' funds. I think that's as much as we can take for the Nation. One final paper, yes?
Daily Trust newspaper, and it says cooking gas price hits 1,200 naira per kilogram. So that means you'll be buying your 12.5 for about 15,000 plus. Wow. Marketers blame supply disruptions, say further hike likely. Nigerians may resort to using firewood, coming from an expert, except you do not know that firewood is actually very expensive now as well. It has been for a while now. A federal government working with NLNG to ramp up supply. Even coal is expensive as well.
Do we still do coal in Nigeria?
Yes, people do coal. They're actually coal stoves.
We still have coal mines in Enugu.
Yeah.
That was that's nostalgic.
Tinubu's economic policies are going awry, and that's coming from Financial Times. Ask President to stop announcing plans without implementation idea. Up here, we see, will Liberians elect another female president today? That's something many people are looking out for. Fuel scarcity as stations close in Lagos, Kano, others. Security operatives kill 67 bandits. Rescue 20 victims in Bauchi. Fuel scarcity. Every time I see that, my heart skips a bit.
I know. I know. Well, that's as much as we can take for today. Daily Trust ending it for us. Thank you very much, Mary. That was very interesting. We covered actually a lot.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Pick up a paper. Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Mike, are you buying gas anytime? Do you even?
Yeah, I bought gas 2 days ago.
You have gas in your house? Do you use your cooker?
No, Dad, you don't.
I didn't use mine as a bachelor. I was just for fancy.
People use electric now, right? Huh? You don't
the tariff is much.
Is much?
Yes.
You have a point there. So it has to be gas. But there was a time it came down, like some months back.
Like 2 or 3 months.
And yeah, it
I
did.
think I bought it for 8,250.
But now it has gone back up. Well, wow. Anyways, one thing that's constant.
We'll go back to Shako or we'll go back to
Firewood. We'll always find a way to cook, yeah? All right, now that's what we're doing in the kitchen this morning. We're not using so much of a gas, but we are doing something quite interesting here. What are we doing, Chef Tiflo? You're welcome to the show, by the way.
Good morning.
Yeah, great to have you. So what are we cooking this morning?
We are preparing pancake
Pancake and
smoothie.
and smoothies. Aha, because this thing is too much for only pancake here. Anyway. Okay, so let's look at the ingredients. What are we working
It's a
with?
breakfast now. So
Exactly.
You can't just take only
Exactly.
pancake. You have to have something to just...
To take it down. All right, so what are we working with? What are the ingredients?
This
Let's
is
go over
all-purpose
everything.
flour. This
Okay.
is my water. This is milk. This is pancake
like-
syrup. It's
Looks
not
like honey.
Yes, it's pancake syrup.
Is this sweet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So this is my flavor. This is cream vanilla.
Cream
my-
vanilla.
Yeah,
Okay.
flavor.
All right.
So I'm with my egg. This is
Okay.
my carrots, runner beans, and my scotch bonnet.
Wait, all this is inside the pancake.
Yeah, yeah. This is egg.
Is it normal pancake? This is
You can see
pancake
now.
we're talking
So we
about.
have, I'm preparing 2 different pancakes.
Okay, okay.
One with passe pancake.
Okay, okay.
So this is so I'll be using my measuring cup.
Cups to ensure that we get all of
This is
that,
my-
eh?
Yes.
Okay, and then
Sugar.
of course we have our whisk here.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we whisking? Is it the egg? Is it for the egg?
We are whisking the egg. We are
Okay.
whisking
With the flour, eh?
Yes.
Okay, so where do we start with? Let's start.
the flour. So
Let's get something
this is
going.
my 1 cup of flour. This is
Okay.
another 1 cup of flour.
Okay, you've
That is
already
2
measured
cup.
this.
Yes,
in
this
the-
is 1
okay,
cup of
all right.
flour. So
What kind of cup? This cup?
yeah, this is measurement cup.
Cup, okay, all right. Okay,
So I'll be adding my sugar to it.
okay, let's go. Let's start with this. Sugar.
Sugar.
You can use brown sugar if you want, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know some people might want to say they want to try the healthy one and all of that.
So I'm using 1 cup and half
Okay,
for 1 cup of flour. That is all-purpose flour.
okay. Well, the ingredients you are seeing there, we have more than what you are seeing on that place.
Yeah.
All you see is you see eggs, you see water, there's salt, milk, butter, and oil. But we have a bit more when you look at it here. So yeah, we didn't mention that we have the strawberry and grape here. There's banana, right? There's banana, there's pineapple, and of course there's
Jelly.
yeah, and all of that. So this looks good. Okay, so we've put sugar inside each
Sugar,
one. Okay,
yes.
all right. So
My
what next?
salt.
Salt. Okay.
You can't do without salt.
Okay, you can.
You
Okay.
can't do without salt.
Okay.
So anything you do, salt is the king
Mm.
of everything you do. So I'll be adding
It's
my,
a smaller one for the
Yes.
salt, right?
just
okay.
half teaspoon.
Half teaspoon, eh? You have all these spoons all packed
Yeah, you have
together.
to measure because if you don't measure, so that I'll be putting my wet ingredients. This is my egg.
What do we do with this one? Should we
Just hold
start?
on.
Okay, just okay.
Hold on. So I'll be adding my measuring cup.
Okay. Okay.
So this is 1 cup of milk.
Okay.
So I'm preparing 2 different
Types of
pancakes.
this thing. Okay. So this from what I can get now, this is very important. Ooh. You make inside the egg.
Yes.
Ah. Oh
This is-
wow.
It's called wet ingredients.
Oh wow.
So that is my. I'll be adding my flavor. Just
This is your vanilla flavor, right? Okay.
this is my melted butter.
Okay. Okay.
Just
This is
melted butter.
melted butter. Oh wow.
I'm going to take up.
So the pancake mix that I see in some supermarkets and all that, do they have? Is it like they have all of this inside that mix?
This is my own recipe
This is your own, okay?
as a
Okay.
professional now.
Sure for you, Jari. Okay, all right.
So this
Okay,
is my nutmeg. This nutmeg is optional.
okay. Now you know what happens here. We'll take a very short break. We'll just come back to look at how this is going on. Chef Tiflo, we're doing some very special pancake here. The ingredients I see here are more than just normal pancake. You don't want to miss this. We've already started this, so we're whisking the ingredients.
Yes.
If you're just joining us, we are doing our special Chef Tiflo pancake and smoothie special recipe. We already have our egg,
Milk,
milk,
melted butter,
melted butter,
my vanilla flavor.
and vanilla flavor. That's what we have in this. How do you do it? It looks like it is small. Like I feel like if I did now, it might just come out and all of that. Yeah. Okay, we're whisking it
Yes,
to get a perfect blend and mix here. Nice. Woo. Wow. Okay. Is this the texture what we need
Yes,
good enough, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
This is just the melted butter you are seeing there.
Okay. All right. Nice. We have 3 eggs in this one, right?
Just
So,
2 cups of flour.
of flour. Okay. So if we put another egg now, it will be overkill.
Yes.
It will be too much. Yes. Okay. All right. Nice. So while this is done, what next do we have to do? Oh, we're mixing now. This is our place. For those who just
flour.
yes. So we have our flour.
I have my salt. I have my sugar.
And nutmeg. Okay. So that's what we have in this one. And then we have it in 2 different these things.
Yes, because I'm adding veggies to this. This is just plain.
Once again, let's reiterate, how important is it to get the right quantities for each of the mix? We had 1 cup. We have different measuring.
Like this?
Yeah.
If you want to make your pancake, like 2 cups, 2 cups of all purpose of flour, 3 eggs, salt, like half teaspoon, your sugar, 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. I'm mixing it together.
Okay.
I think I can mix everything together.
Okay. All right, this mix is done. Like we said, we're doing a pancake and, of course, our smoothie. We have a number of ingredients that we're using, and this is quite interesting because I'm seeing stuff. We finally mix everything together.
Yes, because of it.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was 2 different this thing we're doing. Okay.
So I'm just showing you so that they can understand what's exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll be adding my water
into this one now, right?
No.
And then the water, you also have to ensure that it is the right.
Yes, 1 cup of water.
1 cup. Okay.
Just 1 cup.
Okay.
1 cup.
Okay.
This is my 1 cup of water.
Okay. Okay.
There's no bigger bowl.
Okay. Oh. This one goes into the water first.
Yes. So I'll mix everything together.
Oh. This is.
The pancake must not be thick.
Okay.
You need the light butter for your pancake.
Okay. Okay. This looks.
Are you getting
looks
my?
nice. I am. What is it? To do this on my own go hard, child.
Now you say hard now. Look at it now.
It be like it's easy. I just it's not that easy, Jare.
No.
You already mix like 8 ingredients already inside here.
No.
And that's not easy. That's not easy.
Everything together.
Okay. The main work here is in the mix too. Okay. And then there's people that have automated whiskers that you can just turn on and you could just do the thing. Okay, now this is where the main work is. We'll get to show you how everything comes together. We're still here in the kitchen. We'll show you a bit, but then...
Can you just smell the flavor?
I can almost take it now like this, yeah? But let's head over to the couch now. We have a discussion. As you know, has it up.
I think Mike is having too much fun. When I hear pancakes, it's like, oh, raison d'etre, what I live for. But unfortunately, Mike has the station today. It's okay. Anyhow, this is an equally exciting segment because we have Favor Ikeoluwa Oyewole. I call her Ike. She is a medical doctor who is passionate about physical health and also mental wellness. She has worked with various NGOs for healthcare service delivery with emphasis on preventative health rather than curative. And she will be talking to us today about World Mental Health Day, which is today. Ike, Favor, you're welcome. Hope you don't mind if I call you Ike, because Ikeoluwa is like Ike.
I'll
confuse
take it.
them.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Ike. In any case, World Health Day is today. What does it mean for everybody, World Mental Health Day?
World Mental Health Day is a day to basically make the world and everyone aware of mental health, its different disorders, and just to support healthcare and make mental health something that people are aware of and they take care of. It's a thing going on and it's rampant, but it's not getting enough attention. So,
very interesting.
Yeah, World Mental Health is a day to sensitize people.
Nice. Now, you said something that I took note of. You said it's different disorders. So mental health is not just one thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah.
So how do we get aware? How are we made aware of the different instances that constitute mental unhealthiness? How do we want to know?
Okay, so I think the first thing is to know what mental health is, right? So mental health is according to WHO, a state of well-being where one is aware of their abilities and they are able to be productive with those abilities and even work, also contribute to the society. So when you think about what health is mentally, you'd have to look into yourself. Are you aware of what you can do? And are you able to do those things? Are you also able to function as everyone in the society would expect that person to function for that age? So that's mental health, yeah. So when we now come to being mentally unhealthy, you think about all the components like the emotional components, the psychosocial components. So anything any dysfunction in any of those parts makes up mental disorders.
When you say psychosocial, do you mean our environments, people we mix with, and how it affects our mental well-being?
Yes.
Psychosocial, that's very interesting. So what responsibility do we have as individuals to another individual, as employees or as co-employees or management to employees, employees to employers?
Okay.
What responsibility do we owe ourselves?
Okay, so man is a social being. So the social aspect of man is a key component of man. So when we notice that someone is not as interactive as before, maybe somebody that usually come in, lights up the room and everything, and suddenly this person is withdrawn, then you know that it is a deviation from the normal function of that person.
What do we do then? What is our responsibility then?
Our responsibility is to firstly find out what is going on. So there are different mental disorders, right? So coming from those that have developmental disorders, those we call intellectually disabled, to those that have some psychotic disorders that they are not really aware of what is going on, to those that have the mood disorders where, someone is withdrawn, right? So there are some other disorders that the person is not withdrawn. The person is so over familiar with you, the bipolar disorder that we know. The person is hyper, way hyper than the way they would normally be. So it's any deviation from the normal, it could be high, it could be low, it could be but if it is a persistent thing, for example, I could wake up and I'm not in the mood. Doesn't mean that I'm having a mental disorder. But if it's a persistent thing, there's no change, then you want to pay attention to that person. You want to ask them questions. What's up? What's going on with you? As a co-worker, as a boss, or even an employee.
Be there for that person.
Yeah, be there for them.
Okay, so what if I realize or I'm aware that I'm going through certain stressors? And where do I go? Who do I talk to? What do I do?
Okay, so like you said, certain stressors, right? The first thing is for you to, basically there are some people that are trained to help you, but you could start with identifying those stressors. Like you said, you're going through, you're aware that you have some stressors. Can you dissociate yourself from those stressors? It means that, you know that this is affecting you. Can I dissociate myself from whatever it is?
What if the stressor is what makes me money? What if it's work? What if it's TVC? I'm joking. What do I do? I can't dissociate myself from it. Otherwise, I won't work. I won't get money.
You have to be mentally healthy to work in TVC. If today you're not okay, you won't be here.
Abi?
Okay, sorry, I won't say that. But nobody's going to employ someone who is not mentally fit, right? So I think we should prioritize our health.
Priority.
Yeah. Very, very key. So when you prioritize your health, you identify the stressors. You can, there are some people, there are people that are trained, like the psychiatrists, the psychologists, and some social workers that can help you. You can sit down with them, talk with them. But that is also another issue that we have in Nigeria,
people
right?
don't want to sit down and admit that they have ailments, mental ailments, and sit down with a psychiatrist. They find it like, it means I'm mad, Abi. It's not until you it's that extent
Yeah.
before you have to sit down and talk with a professional, is it?
Yes, it's
Please
not.
educate us on that.
So there's a spectrum of mental disorders, from personality disorders. Personality disorders, the person is even like functioning normally. At least the person can fit in a relatively
environment,
what
yeah.
people think at least
It's
is
a normal
still
environment.
normal, but the person is not actually functioning normally. So there's personality disorders. There is mood disorders. There's the depression,
Yeah.
the bipolar. There's anxiety disorder. Those that are like hyper. They have this fear, exaggerated fear to something like that can affect their normal functions. Like you can't leave the room because you're so afraid
Yeah.
of something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those that have anxiety disorders. And there are other things also like the psychotic disorders. That's the one everybody knows.
Yeah,
The-
that's the one everybody
Everybody
thinks of.
knows, but there are a whole lot. Even the one everybody knows isn't great. There are some people that it is some moment. There are some people that it is.
So what
it's
do
the one
people
you see
what do
first.
people need to know when it comes to getting help?
Okay, I think what we
You
should know.
demystify, can you demonize it?
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick.
So, one thing we should know is that even if the person, anyone you find that is not functioning normally, or there's a persistent
Great.
dysfunction trait,
yeah.
that I think that they should get help for that person. Don't think, oh, it's a demon that's possessing the person, right? So just like you can have malaria in your body, you can have something going on with your brain. The brain is also part of the body, right? So because the person is okay, otherwise okay, does not mean that they don't have something they are dealing with. So I think people should empathize and give some room for people when they need to, they need a timeout or they need to see a doctor.
I get you.
Support them.
Yeah.
You just be around.
You have an oncologist for your heart, you have physiotherapists for your limbs, you have a psychiatrist for your mental state. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So it's simple. See a doctor for whatever is wrong with you. Don't think that you're going crazy or anything because you're seeing a psychiatrist. So that's one for you out there, everybody out there, including myself, I think. Maybe I'll see one today.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I'm seeing one right now. Yeah, I'm not even paying for consultancy.
You need to pay.
Favor, doctor. Dr. Favor.
Yeah.
Ike, good to have this conversation with you. Fantastic. I've enjoyed it. I'm sure that you've taken away one or two things from this conversation here today on this segment. We would love to have you back again sometime soon. Would you come?
I would come. I would also like to encourage people to talk to. There's some online organizations, online apps.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to the hospital.
See a person, a physical person.
Yeah. So you could just explore
take advantage of that.
Yeah, take advantage of that. There's some foundation that supports the mentally disabled or really just mental disorders in people or mentally unhealthy people. So please can just engage with those people.
All right. Well, that's very interesting. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Favor. Good to have you here. Looking forward to seeing you back again.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying tuned. Don't go anywhere. What's the time now? Oh, it's the top of the hour. Let's do this all over again, shall we? We'll be back. You're welcome back to the second hour here for the most exciting breakfast show on and off the air on the planet. Trust me, the first hour just went by. You missed a lot. It was a blast, especially with our doctor from our last segment there.
Yeah.
Next 45 minutes, it's going to be good.
Yeah, it gladdens our hearts to know that you joined in, and we are definitely excited because there's still a lot more to come on Wake Up Nigeria this morning.
Yes, it's all about making a difference and helping you guys start your day the right way. Next 45 minutes, we're definitely going to prove that one and even much more. Yes,
right.
indeed.
Well,
Inside the kitchen is still a buzz.
A lot is happening. I saw the chef making the pancakes. But one thing we know for sure, Mike, is the guest going to get breakfast?
Yeah, you're going to eat them all.
We already started putting this inside and our pancakes are getting ready. Like we mixed two different
This
types.
one is the passe.
The passe, okay. So
And this one is a plain pancake.
exactly. So you're going to have options: the plain one or the passe one. Chef Tiflo.
Too much. You are blowing kisses to the camera for food. Don't fall me down, Jerry. Well, it's definitely always the right mix here just the exact dose of entertainment, properly curated. I like using that word.
I know you do.
Properly curated to get your attention. And just like a well-prepared meal, yes, the one in the kitchen, perfect breakfast.
Yes,
pancakes.
indeed. Let's stir up your life this morning outside of the kitchen. Let's make sure that it's going to be a great one. The final outlook is, well, hey, everything is going to work out just fine for a Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Well, the show goes on and it only gets better and better. My name is Mary Bashua Alimi.
They know my name.
Okay, we don't need to know his name.
Mazina Appeal. Remember, you guys can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Please make sure you do. And of course, we're available across all social media platforms. It's TVC Connect. That's where you find us. Same name across everything. Download the app, iOS or Google Play Store. We're available. You can take us with you to work or even jackpot with us. It's all good.
Okay, now for what is left on the show. I don't know about the last part, as you said. Jane A is a career mom who believes that motherhood shouldn't deny any mom an opportunity to thrive, even in her career, personal life, marriage, and business. And today, we're going to be having a conversation, something really interesting that will definitely attract your attention. You want to look out for that one.
And for a musical performance, we have Samuel Cephas, a Nigerian gospel singer that professionally started singing in 2012 with his Divine Restoration crew and later started Cephas Nation, is what he called it. He released his first album in 2020 titled Reveal and his second album in 2022 titled Ogo Otun. And, well, he'll be performing the song Mogbeoga, help me out. Mogbeoga today. Dennis Olanikbekun Oni, who hails from Osun State, is a model, an actor, and also a conscious musical artist. He's also known as Dennis Today. Now, Dennis Today emerged Silverbird Mr. Nigeria Echoes 2018 as a top pageant king. In his reign, he has been able to bless most other people with the opportunity to also showcase their abilities as great models and so on. Well, we get to talk to him today on the couch.
Let's have a conversation with Jane. Jane Ogoye is who I'm going to be talking to right now. Let's do parenting first, okay? Because we are trying to get our performer ready to get the performance on the way, okay? So, well, Jane is a career mom, and of course, she believes that motherhood should not deny any mother of the opportunity to thrive, even in her career, personal life, marriage, and business. She founded Fab Mom NG in 2017 and has grown to become one of Nigeria's foremost parenting platforms for moms, parents, and stakeholders. Today, she will be talking about parenting, guiding your children through accidental exposure to explicit content. Kind of similar to what we talked about during the Coffee Gist earlier. You remember that one, during What's Up and About? Well, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, explicit content. Before we talk about what to do, what exactly constitutes explicit content? Because some parents think certain things are explicit. Some are like, no, this is basic. What exactly constitutes it?
Okay, thank you. Explicit contents are contents that are offensive and are not age appropriate. So when you talk about explicit content, they range. So it could be X-rated content. It could also not necessarily be all about sex. It could be kissing. It could be suggestive body movement. It could also be a form of abuse. So anything that will offend the senses and expose your child to something that is not age appropriate is explicit.
Okay, so when you find yourself in that position, I'm still going to ask you what is appropriate for each age, but when you find yourself in such a situation, starting from the child coming into the bedroom when the child should not, in such cases, how do you handle it?
So I think before we delve into how we should handle it, I think the first thing we should just briefly talk about is prevent it. Because it can be very awkward. Imagine you and your partner are in the heat of it and your child burst into the room. So to avoid such instances, why don't you just prevent it by ensuring that you lock your door? Or if you must ensure that the lights are dim, you have loud music playing, or you just walk around a time when they are sleeping. Again, it also depends on the age of your child. For children under 2, you may not, or under 3, you may not really have a lot of...
Under 1.5
these days, right? So you want to ensure that you have all of those on check. What was the question again?
Yeah, so I was actually asking that. How do you handle it then?
The first thing you need to do is to get dressed if you are not dressed and, guide your child out of the room. Again, it depends on the age of the child.
You get dressed.
You have to get dressed. Okay. And then you see how awkward it is. And then you guide your child out of the room and into his or her own room.
Okay.
And just, keep calm, and then the next day.
What do you say to the child though?
So depending on the child's age, again,
yeah.
Tommy, why are you in my? Oh, let's go to your room. Mommy, I can't sleep. Oh, yeah, let's go to your room. That's for a child that is still a child.
Yeah.
But for the older child, you have to talk about it the following day.
You see, a 3-year-old is likely to slap the father.
Why is mommy? Why are you beating mommy?
That complicates it even more.
It does complicate it.
But the older child, you
have to talk about it the following day or when the mood is clear. Don't be tensed. Find out what the child saw.
Okay.
Explain to the child that this is what adults do.
Okay.
It's only for the confines of marriage.
Never
and
ignore
again,
it.
yes, it's between the confines of marriage. Again, it will be it's an excellent opportunity for you to also bring up the sex talk.
Okay.
The body safety talk, and just go over it again. You see how awkward it is. Even me answering this question is awkward.
Well, if your door is
go and
not,
put key.
just go and put key.
Just go and put key.
I think that's a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, for children that have been exposed to it, now some parents have experienced this, say like 5 years ago, they didn't do anything about it. And there are certain things that are probably happening to the children now that I fall out of that, even without them realizing. For parents in such situations, what do you recommend they do?
You have to remedy the situation. And once your child stumbles on explicit content accidentally, what do you do? Talk to the child. Again, make sure it's age appropriate. You have to do all the filters, the whole censoring on TV, on their smartphones, have the parental control. And also, if you are someone who has a very busy career, very busy parent, busy mom, busy dad, and the child spends a lot of time more with the nanny or the caregiver, you have to also have the caregiver on board.
Okay.
So my child must not look at your phone because, the caregiver is an adult.
Yes.
So you can't really control.
You
can't say, give me your phone. I don't want to download it. My child must not look at your phone, please. And then you also talk to the child. Don't look at auntie's phone because your child can pick it up and can be exposed to anything. And sometimes it may not even be the caregiver. It could also be your own phone.
Yes.
You know how we are on a lot of WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
And if you don't set your phone privacy, it can download things automatically.
Yeah.
So sometimes you look at your gallery and like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
So imagine, and where kids play with phones. They could pick up your phone to take pictures or play with games, and they will stumble on it. So I always preach prevention. We can't entirely prevent it. But when it happens, just take it in your stride. Be calm, be cool. Explain it, not in a way that will confuse the child the more. Make it age appropriate, go over the body safety, talk about boundaries, what you should do, what you should not do.
Okay, so now we've established what you need to do.
Yeah.
However, we also know that sometimes parents can only try their best.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned the fact that you need to find out what the child has seen.
Yes.
However, some children are very crafty. Some of them, they are way above their years. There are some children that will just tell you honestly and you'll be able to fix it. While some, they know more than they should. So they feel, let me not say I saw this, because my parents will ask, how come I know what I saw? All of those. Like if you are the kind of parents with that kind of child, the one that is too smart for their own self, what do you do?
I like what you said. You must know your child.
Yes, very
Because
important.
if you understand how your child reasons and how smart, because no two 10-year-olds are the same.
Never.
Because exposure is different.
Uh-huh.
Once you know how your child reasons and your child's level of, your child's level of naivety, you will know how to respond. Sometimes you are protecting your child at school. Your child does not have access to a smartphone. Your child goes to school. Some children bring phones to school. I remember the first time my daughter saw Snapchat on my phone. I was shocked they knew what Snapchat was.
Wow.
They're like, Mommy, use Snapchat, you will have better pictures.
Or use TikTok. Like, TikTok.
I was shocked. So I asked them, how did you know this? They said, my friend in school, she downloaded it on her tab. So this is me protecting my child, and my child is exposed to someone, something else. So don't underrate any child.
Even music.
Even music, the lyrics.
School bus.
School bus. You can't really, or birthday parties. Will you go to a birthday party and say, please don't play Ashake's music, or I don't want this. You don't really have control. So do your bit at home and just try as much as possible to protect their innocence.
Okay. So basically, as a parent, do your best.
Do your best.
Just as you said.
Do your
And
best.
only do your
You
best.
don't know what your child is up to at school.
Exactly, exactly.
And
But
just
at
keep the
least do your
conversations
best.
going on and on and on.
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Jane.
you.
Thank you so much. It's always an interesting conversation
Thank
with you.
you.
All right, you already have a sneak peek of who we're going to be having a conversation with now, right? Well, that is Dennis Olaonipeku Oni, who of course hails from Osun State. He's our final guest on the show today. He's a model, an actor, and a conscious musical artist. He's also known as Dennis Today. Sounds like a newspaper headline. Dennis Today emerged to overbid Mr. Nigeria ECOWAS 2018 as a top pageant king. In his reign, he has been able to be a blessing to more than 2,000 models in the Nigerian entertainment industry by giving them opportunities to feature in entertainment gigs like acting, music videos, and loads more. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today.
Same here, thank you so much.
So which one do we call you, Dennis Oni or Dennis Today?
So Dennis Today is what I'm known for now.
So you translated your son?
Oni to today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what
Yeah.
Okay, so Dennis, well, you're also called SOM.
Yes, that is like a spiritual name that I got from my spirit man.
Your spirit man. Who is your spirit man?
God, actually.
Oh, okay.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah, so he called you son of Messiah.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, Jesus of
Son of Messiah.
Okay. But really, your career spans over a period of time. For some people, they believe Dennis more or less began in 2018. But of course, Dennis was already creating a brand way before then. Tell us about that.
Okay, so basically, I've been in the entertainment industry since 2013 in Bayelsa State. I did my first pageant ever in Bayelsa State. That was 2016.
Okay.
And
How old were you at that time?
okay, I was 21 then.
Okay.
So, and it was kind of like my first experience. So I wasn't really expecting to get that far. But then I contested, and it was my first experience ever. And I came out the first runner-up. That was Mr. and Mrs. Globe Nigeria. Actually, it was one of my models, one of my students, actually, because I was once a teacher in Bayelsa State, a linguist instructor in Bayelsa State, because I studied linguistics, phonetics, and phonology.
Okay.
So I was training people, students in Bayelsa State, on how to speak fluently and all. So one of my models saw me, one of my students saw me, he was like, sorry, I'm calling model because I own a modeling agency. So one of my students saw me, was like, Mr. Dennis, why not be a model? I'm like, I've not really thought of this. But then she actually paid for my modeling gig and all, and I'm like, wow. So I had to take it serious so that it won't look like this girl is helping you out and you don't want to take it. So I took it serious, and my first trial, I came out first runner-up, and it was really big. So I told myself, I think I need to go back to Lagos State and go for Mr. Nigeria. And funny enough, I got into Lagos State. I contested. I got an opportunity. Someone just called me up, like, do you think, how about you going for Mr. Nigeria? I'm like, that was why I came to Lagos State. And I was like, do you think you're going to win Mr. Nigeria? I said, sir, I don't have negative mindset.
Good.
I'm going to win this. So I contested for it, and I went for the audition. I was picked amongst 2,000 guys. I was the third person that was called up, and I went for it, and it was really a life-changing experience for me. So I thought of how should I give back to the street? How should I give back to my industry? How to open a little agency. And I started training people with linguists, training them how to cultivate themselves, how to put themselves together, male and female, yeah. So it has really been a great one.
Now, of course, one could say, oh, everybody has a story, there's a journey, there's a progression to this. But then, of course, if you didn't get the opportunities you got and the encouragement you got, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Actually, yeah.
Now, what would you say was the propelling factor for you to finally take that step that, you know what, this is the career I'm going to focus on? Because you could as well have said, okay, I've made something of this modeling, let me go back to my linguistics. What is it that keeps you going?
Okay, so basically, when I was in secondary school, before getting into GS1, before getting into SS1, actually, my aunt told me, yo, be a science student, be a commercial student. But in my thoughts, in my head, I've always wanted to be an arts student. It was actually a very big quarrel in the house. So I was staying with my aunt then. So like, you have to do science. I'm like, if I go science, I don't go back, so let me just do what I know how to do. So she was like, okay, go for it. And when I was an art student, I was like the best art student then in school because I sketched so well. I was the best art student. And then in school, I used to sing on the assembly ground.
Okay.
So whenever I come out to sing, I realize my proprietor, my principal, whenever they know Dennis is the one singing, they will leave their office and come out to come dance and all. So I'm like, music, entertainment industry, that's where I want to be. So I have had my mind in that. But because I really didn't have that much funds and all, I was like, okay, let me go and also, let me go to school and hustle out. And while I was hustling, my students still brought me back, telling me, you have to be a model. So I was like, okay, let me just stay focused. So actually, I left the linguistic industry.
Okay.
But I'm trying to bring in my knowledge into the modeling.
That is why you're helping them.
That is why I'm helping them to
speak
put themselves
better.
together. Yeah.
Now, with your modeling agency, what are your dreams? What are your goals for the next 5 years?
So basically, I always have this thought, like, whatever I'm doing, I want us to be at the top always.
Excellent.
So I was thinking, or I know that in the next 5 years, Chalk Model, that's my modeling agency, would be the best modeling agency in the world. Because I have few models in Uganda, I have models in the US, I have models all over the world.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm pretty sure that you like food, right?
Look at my cheek.
Look at my cheek.
I eat
Because I
food a
wonder
lot.
how you manage to stay trim with your love for food.
So,
Breakfast, you avoid breakfast.
so basically, I noticed whenever I'm getting a bit chubby,
Yeah.
I intentionally starve myself.
You starve yourself.
Or I just go on diet,
Okay.
fruit
So
diet.
you know you mentioned your cheeks, so you're starving yourself,
I'm
right?
starving myself currently.
Ah, that's good, because that means more breakfast for us. I was actually going to give you
man.
breakfast.
No, I'm starving myself.
Yes,
I've not
but
eaten today.
You've not eaten today, good. So you don't have to eat, but you will still go and look at the food. Okay, so we're going to head to the kitchen with Dennis right now for breakfast. But he will just be watching us. He's starving himself.
No, I don't have to watch.
No, you watch. He does, huh? Mike, over to you now.
Continue your job.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, Chef Tiflo, just tell us very fast what you have. Oh, this looks so.
It looks like a picture, actually.
Yeah.
It's like a picture.
No, you not eat it, just carry it away like this.
Frame it and put it on the wall.
Tell us about this.
There are two different kind of pancake. This one is like, I call it veggie pancake, which I added my green parsley.
Okay.
So with egg and with my sausage. Which this one is just ordinary plain pancake with kind of fruits. Strawberry, shelly, and this is called syrup. That is pancake syrup. Without that, you can't enjoy your pancake.
You're too much, you're too much.
Okay.
Chef Tiflo, high five, high five.
Nah.
You're too much.
Sorry, is this not our guest that said that he does not eat?
I don't understand.
Why is he eating? Why is he eating?
This looks really nice. I can't.
Okay, go explain tired.
That's the end of the stab, you know.
Wait, this.
Syrup, that's the pancake syrup.
He's enjoying already.
Yeah,
It's eating.
I swear, this tastes very, very nice.
Yes. You come and say, wake up, Nigeria made you fatter.
Nah.
All right. I believe that's it. It's good to know you're enjoying your breakfast.
Thank you so much. Wake up.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful show. Thank you to everyone who was part of the show.
Yes. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.